Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance Channel. Once again, time for a shop tour. Here we are in our first week of June, June 6th. And of course, I love to give the weather report, right? So, weather's nice. It's getting to be in the 80s and 60s at night, and so we're getting into summertime. So, next thing you know, I'll be done racing. I'm going to hang out at the pool, which is what I like to do in the summer. So, all right, let's get into the shop tour. We've got some race report to talk about from Ozarks and also shop tour time. So, I guess we'll start with the Camaro. So, you guys saw the Camaro was here last week. Got the car completely done. It took a ton of work last week to get it completed, but got it completed. Steve picked it up, went to the Ozarks last weekend, ran every session. Beautiful, perfect, couldn't be better. So, it's going to be coming back next week because I think he schmucked up the dog ring. So we're going to swap the transmission before the sprints and a little bit of prep. But that's about all the time I'm going to have for that car next week because I've got everything else to finish up. So on the bench, just finishing Eric Greisinger's F Production Miata engine. You can see it's just about together. I was just getting ready to put some new spark plugs in, got the cam timing finished up, and get this finished. And then this will be the last engine that I have to build before we go to the sprints, which is a good thing because like in 2 weeks and 2 days we'll be there, right? Or we'll be on our way. So basically I have 2 weeks to finish everything up. And what is everything? Well, all the cars that are in the shop. So progress, I'm still chipping away on all of them. Progress on Stevens. The shifter assembly you can see inside the car is completely finished. The only thing I have left is to fabricate the tunnel, and then we'll be looking good there. He did end up having a cracked intake manifold, which I already threw away, but it was actually broken right on the ear. This is the new one we're going to be putting in. You can see it's all glass beaded, perfect, clean, but the old one was actually broken all the way across here. I should have kept it just for the shop tour, sorry about that. And so couldn't use that, obviously, but we're going to get the new intake manifold on, clean the injectors, kind of get everything ready. If the car performs really good at the June sprints, basically he's qualified for the runoffs, and we're just going to consider this car ready to go. But still need to like finish up all the details and then get it on the dyno and double check all of that. So obviously spent a bunch of time on the Camaro last week and finishing up Eric's engine as well. So car-wise, it's just kind of sitting here right now. But it won't be long. We'll be jumping back on this, finishing up all the little details that we still have to do, and getting the engine in it. And then you can see I shuffled Stephen Power's car over into that spot, which actually is going to end up over onto the lift because his engine is right here under wraps, ready to go. Once the car is sitting on the lift, we'll be able to pull the old engine and get the new engine in. Fortunately, I believe we're actually going to see some transmissions for Ken's car. Probably not until next week, but the new transmission builder I talked to last week, and we're doing a whole deal. So it's actually, I'm really excited about it. Basically, I'm gonna have 2 brand new transmissions built up, ready to go. So beyond that, there's not a whole lot left to do on Ken's car. So I'm looking really good there. So Mazda 2 update. Went off to the Ozarks with the brand new transmission. Right, brand new transmission. And honestly, I couldn't be any happier. It shifted perfect. Everything was great. Had a really good race with Ralph Lindau. I'm going to give Ralph a shout out. So let's start. I got 2 parts to my quick little story here. So if you've never been to the Ozarks, I suggest that you do go. If you are prone to motion sickness like me, you better have Dramamine with you because in the first 3 laps on Saturday morning's qualifying, I felt like I was going to throw up. It's just one of those extreme tracks where you have extreme G loads not necessarily side to side like most tracks, like every track has that, but the roller coaster area where you bottom out. I could actually hear the tires hitting up in the fender well. You bottom out, and then there was actually a really good picture of what's the kid's name? Hans Peter's son. Anyway, he was, gosh, I should be able to remember this. Anyway, somebody will remind me. There was a great picture of him in his GT2 Porsche on the roller coaster with that much of one tire on the ground, all three other tires off the ground. So it just gives you an idea of the G load. So I've always been a little prone to motion sickness. Maybe some of you have as well. So when you go to, I do suggest you go to the Ozarks because it's a track unlike anything else that you've ever been to. Trust me on this. So go check it out. But the motion sickness really bothered me in the morning, so I got some Dramamine, started the race. Ralph Lindau out-qualified me, so we had the two STL cars, Jake Anton and Steven Johnson, and then Ralph and I were in the second row. I got a really good jump at the start and actually got in front of Ralph and was chasing the STL cars until Angus buried his car into the gravel trap, caused a full course caution, and Ralph got to come right back up to my bumper. So we had 2 laps of full course caution, then we got back going again, and I put my head down big time, and so did Ralph, because he and I both lowered the lap record at the Ozarks by over 2 seconds, and Steve Sargis had the lap record. But shout out to Ralph, good job. He clipped me by 8/100ths of a second for the new lap record at the Ozarks in H production, which is now 2 minute 47.9, which is a killer lap time at the Ozarks in an H production car. So shout out to Ralph, good job. Really fun watching you back there. It was a great race, had a great time. But the next, I really was feeling nauseous after the race, and the race on Sunday wasn't until 3:45 in the afternoon, so I decided to pack it on up and bring it on home. It was a great test for the sprints. Transmission works great, the car's in great shape, nothing to worry about. This way, all I have to do is simple prep. You can see I've got brand new rotors and Carbotech brakes going on the car right there. Going to change the oil, do a nut and bolt check, mount up a set of tires. My list is not long, which is very fortunate because my list is long over here in the shop. So we're going to be pounding out cars as quick as we can while also maintaining the high standards that we have here at JPM. So it's going to be a lot of long days for the next 2 weeks for me. But I'm up to the challenge, and we're going to get everything done. I guarantee it. So appreciate you guys watching as always. I will have some in-car video from that race. Got my camera fixed, so it's clear. The camera worked good inside the car, so we'll get the in-car video from Saturday's race up. Should be pretty interesting, maybe in just a few days. So look out for that, and check in next week because we're going to have a lot more going on. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.